The year 2024 will be remembered as the moment our planet's fever became undeniable. It was a year when the signs of climate change could no longer be ignored or dismissed as distant threats. The evidence was everywhere, from the relentless heat waves scorching cities to the shimmering, overheated surfaces of our oceans. Scientists worldwide confirmed shocking new climate records, revealing a world warming at a truly alarming pace. Teams of experts worked around the clock, analyzing mountains of data and comparing trends that stretched back decades. Their findings left no room for doubt. The climate crisis had reached a new, dangerous threshold. 4 key signs of planetary health all broke records: greenhouse gas levels, global temperatures, ocean heat, and sea level rise. Each of these indicators shattered previous highs, painting a stark picture of a planet under immense stress. The atmosphere grew thicker with carbon, the oceans absorbed more heat than ever, and sea levels crept higher, threatening coastlines worldwide. These weren't minor changes, they were dramatic leaps in the wrong direction. Coastlines that once seemed stable were transformed in a matter of months, and communities faced flooding that was once thought impossible. The data, gathered from satellites and ground stations, paints a clear picture. Human activity is pushing Earth to its limits. Every measurement, every graph pointed to the same conclusion: our actions are reshaping the planet at a pace never seen before in human history. This global fever wasn't just numbers, it was felt in extreme events everywhere. Hurricanes grew more powerful, wildfires raged longer and hotter, and floods swept through cities, leaving devastation in their wake. People around the world experienced firsthand the consequences of a warming world. Glaciers melted at record speed, a visible sign of the heat building up in our world. Ancient ice, which had stood for millennia, vanished in a single season, sending torrents of fresh water into the rising seas and forever altering landscapes. The report is a wake-up call, showing that climate change is happening now, not in some distant future. The urgency was echoed in press conferences, in the voices of scientists, and in the passionate demands of protesters who filled the streets calling for immediate action. For leaders and citizens alike, these facts demand urgent action. Governments convened emergency meetings while communities banded together to protect their homes and demand change. The message was clear: the time to act is now. The story of 2024 is a clear signal. The time for small steps is over. Incremental changes are no longer enough to meet the scale of the crisis. The world stands at a crossroads, and the choices we make today will shape the future for generations. Bold collective action is needed now, for the sake of all life. Only by coming together across borders and generations can we restore balance to our planet and secure a livable future for everyone. To understand our warming planet, we must look at the invisible gases in our atmosphere. For millions of years, greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide have acted as Earth's natural blanket, keeping it warm enough for life. But human activities, especially burning fossil fuels, are thickening this blanket at an unprecedented rate. In 2024, heat-trapping gases reached their highest levels in human history. It's not just carbon dioxide. Methane from farming and nitrous oxide from fertilizers are also powerful contributors. Scientists worldwide confirm these gases are still climbing, trapping more heat every day. This buildup is the root cause of the climate records we saw in 2024. The extra heat doesn't disappear, it warms our air, land, and oceans. Understanding this process is the first step to facing the enormous challenge ahead. We are fundamentally changing the planet's energy balance, with consequences we can no longer ignore. The extra heat trapped by greenhouse gases is supercharging our weather, making it more extreme and unpredictable. In 2024, brutal heat waves scorched regions worldwide, straining health, water, and food supplies. Warmer air holds more moisture, leading to record-breaking rainfall and devastating floods, even in deserts like Dubai. Meanwhile, other regions suffered from severe droughts, making farming and daily life a struggle. This new world of extremes, floods, droughts, and deadly heat waves, played out across many countries. The rising global temperature isn't a single problem, it creates a dangerous cycle of disasters. The predictable rhythm of the seasons is being disrupted. The events of 2024 proved we now live in a more chaotic, dangerous climate. These changes are a direct result of the heat we've trapped in our atmosphere. Our weather is no longer what we once knew. Oceans cover over 2/3 of our planet, stretching from the icy poles to the warm tropics, and are the lifeblood of Earth's climate system. They act as a giant sponge for heat, absorbing the sun's energy and regulating temperatures across the globe. In fact, over 90% of the extra heat trapped by greenhouse gases has been absorbed by the oceans, far more than the land or atmosphere could ever hold. This has prevented even more dramatic warming on land, shielding us from the worst effects of climate change, at least for now. But in 2024, ocean heat reached a record high, showing this global sponge is reaching its limit, and the oceans can only absorb so much before consequences spill over. The heat doesn't just stay at the surface, it mixes deep into the ocean, changing currents and altering habitats that marine life depend on. This extra warmth stresses marine life, from the tiniest plankton that form the base of the food chain to the largest whales that roam the seas. Marine heat waves like those in 2024 devastated coral reefs, which are among the most diverse and valuable ecosystems on Earth. Once vibrant underwater cities have been turned into ghostly graveyards, stripped of color and life. Coral bleaching is a visible sign of this crisis. It's a distress signal from the ocean, warning us that conditions are becoming unlivable. If waters stay warm for too long, corals die, and with them, the intricate web of life they support begins to unravel. This threatens a quarter of all marine species, many of which rely on reefs for food, shelter, and breeding grounds. The warming ocean disrupts the marine food web, causing fish populations to decline or move, and making it harder for predators to find food. This endangers millions of people who depend on fishing for their livelihoods and for food security, especially in coastal communities. These changes are mostly invisible to us, happening beneath the waves, but their impact is enormous and far-reaching. As oceans warm, they also expand, fueling stronger storms and higher sea levels that threaten coastal cities and homes. The record ocean heat of 2024 is a stark warning, a signal that we are approaching dangerous thresholds. We are pushing this vital life support system to its limit, risking not just marine life, but the stability of our own societies. The consequences will ripple across the globe, affecting weather, food, economies, and the very balance of life on Earth. One of the most dangerous effects of a warming planet is rising sea levels. In 2024, global sea level hit a new record, reshaping coastlines worldwide. Two main forces drive this rise: thermal expansion and melting land ice. As oceans absorb heat, water expands. Tiny changes add up to major sea level increases. Melting glaciers and ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica pour trillions of tons of water into the sea. The record heat of 2024 accelerated both processes, pushing seas ever higher. Rising seas worsen storm flooding and contaminate freshwater supplies with salt water. For millions in low-lying areas, this is a slow-motion disaster threatening homes and livelihoods. Sea level rise isn't a distant threat, it's happening now. The world's coasts are on the front lines of climate change. Nowhere is sea level rise more urgent than in the low-lying islands of the Southwest Pacific. For nations like Tuvalu and Kiribati, the record sea levels of 2024 are an existential threat. Rising waters swallow coastlines, destroy farmland, and flood villages, even on sunny days. Salt water poisons soil and fresh water, making daily life a struggle. Some communities have already been forced to relocate, leaving ancestral lands behind. The Pacific Islands did little to cause this crisis, yet they face its harshest impacts. The 2024 climate extremes also brought stronger cyclones and bleached coral reefs, vital for protection and food. These nations are on the brink, their fight for survival a symbol for the world. Their story is a powerful reminder of the human cost of climate change. 2024 saw dramatic melting of the world's ice, from mountain glaciers to the polar regions. Glaciers, vital water sources for millions, suffered their greatest loss ever recorded. As glaciers shrink, rivers run low, threatening water supplies for huge populations. In the Arctic, sea ice continued its rapid decline, exposing dark ocean that absorbs even more heat. This creates a dangerous feedback loop. Less ice means more warming, and even less ice. Antarctic sea ice also remained at record lows, a worrying sign for the planet. Melting ice is a powerful symbol of our changing world. The meltwater pouring into oceans is a major driver of sea level rise. The Great Melt of 2024 shows how interconnected and accelerating these impacts are. We are witnessing changes that once took millennia, now happening in a single lifetime. The alarming news of 2024's climate records comes from the tireless work of scientists worldwide. Every day these dedicated individuals devote countless hours to understanding the complex systems that govern our planet's climate. Their commitment goes far beyond the headlines as they work behind the scenes to collect, analyze, and interpret critical data. Nearly 600 experts from 58 countries collaborated to create the State of the Climate Report. This massive effort brings together specialists in meteorology, oceanography, glaciology, and many other fields, all united by a common goal: to provide an accurate picture of Earth's changing climate. This global teamwork is essential. No single country could track the planet's health alone. By sharing knowledge and resources, scientists can monitor changes across continents and oceans, ensuring that no region is left out of the story. Scientists use satellites, weather balloons, ocean buoys, and ground stations to gather data on temperature, ice, and sea levels. These advanced tools allow them to observe even the most remote and inhospitable parts of the world, from the deepest oceans to the highest atmosphere. Their careful monitoring gives us the facts, not opinions. Every measurement is checked and rechecked, ensuring the information is reliable and trustworthy. This evidence shows our climate is warming and human activity is the cause. The data is clear. Rising temperatures, melting ice, and higher sea levels all point to the impact of greenhouse gas emissions. The data helps governments, businesses, and individuals make informed decisions. Policies, investments, and everyday choices are shaped by the insights these scientists provide, guiding us towards solutions that can make a real difference. Without these dedicated scientists, we'd be flying blind in the face of rapid change. We would have no warning of dangerous trends and no way to measure the effectiveness of our actions. Their work is a vital public service, providing a yearly report card on our planet's health. These reports are more than just statistics. They are a call to action for everyone who cares about the future. The 2024 report is a stark warning, but also a testament to the power of science. It shows us the challenges ahead, but also the progress we can make when we work together and trust in evidence. It lights the way toward a more sustainable future. By following the guidance of science, we can protect our planet for generations to come. Science gives us the knowledge we need to act. It empowers communities, inspires young minds, and reminds us that together, we can make a difference. The story of 2024 is tough to hear. Record heat, rising seas, and extreme weather show a planet under pressure. But these warnings are not meant to paralyze us, they are a call to action. The main cause is clear-burning fossil fuels. The solution is just as clear: move to clean energy. This is a huge challenge, but also a chance to build a healthier, fairer world. Every decision, from government policy to daily choices, can help push us in the right direction. Small actions multiplied by millions create powerful change. We must build a global community committed to caring for our planet and each other. The records of 2024 show the damage, but they don't have to define our future. We are the first generation to fully understand the stakes, and perhaps the last with a real chance to act. The future is in our hands. Let's work together to heal our planet.